Welcome to Vlogtober, day 26. We're wasting time. Hotties. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie Mack and I am currently a 7th grade math teacher. You know, while you're here, will you please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any other videos from me. Do it now, please. Okay, so this is just another day in Vlogtober. We're on number 26. We've got 5 more to go. 5 more to go if I decide to recreate my Halloween video. So I don't want to waste any more of your time, so I'm ready if you are. Okay, so last night I put gel in my hair. I put it in these 2 little buns, and you know what? Let me just show you. Looking for ways that I can sleep in my hair and wake up and it be pretty. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and I still haven't decided whether I'm growing these bangs out or not, so I'm just playing around with them until I can figure it out. Anyway, so I'm just gonna do my hair and see if I can make it look good for today. We created our own little spirit week, and just flung my hair tie all the way across the room. Anyway, so we decided to do red today. So I'm gonna be wearing all red today. Ooh, that actually looks pretty. I guess this video's done. Bye. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah. Anyway, but while I was doing my hair, I kind of wanted to talk to you about some things that have been on my mind as far as the best practices when teaching math. Okay, so I have struggled with this for a good bit of my math career. Not so much whenever we did MCT, the MCT test. I think it's called MCT. It's been so long. It was like the first couple years, and before we swapped to Common Core. Because whenever we learned MCT, I think it was MCT. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It was mostly a depth of knowledge 1, 2, and if you got lucky, it was a 3. And so really you didn't have to teach it this deeper conceptual way, right? And to be honest, in math, the way I have always learned has been with procedures. And that's not the way Common Core works. And in case you're not sure what the difference is, like for example, if I was going to tell you how to find the area of a triangle, I would say, with the procedure way, step 1, multiply the base times the height of the triangle. Step 2, divide the base of the triangle by 2. Boom, done. And then have kids practice that a bunch of times. And that's the way I always learned. Now, I probably should give you a little bit of background about me. I struggled in school. I never felt like I learned, like I felt like I needed steps. I needed to know what to do first, what to do second, and then we practiced so much until it came into memory. Okay, so that's the way I learned, and that's basically how you would teach when you taught MCT or before it swapped over to Common Core. Now, the way you would have taught that conceptually is you would give everyone, say, a rectangle. And in the rectangle, say it was graph paper rectangles, where the kids could actually count the squares in the rectangle, right? And then they would physically cut the rectangle in half diagonally at the hypotenuse, and then they could see that, oh, the area of the triangle is half the base times the height. So they got it conceptually, so therefore they should be able to know what to do. Okay, well, I gave you a very simple example, and of course you would want to use that in your teaching, of course. But I know me personally, I needed those steps to tell me exactly what to do, you know? But the way we are basically taught to teach now is all conceptually, no little tricks, you know, and I don't know if that's always best, you know? And I struggle with this. So with those simple examples, that's all good, but what happens when you get to something a little bit more complicated, like demonstrating dividing fractions, say? And look, I can't really describe how to do that on here because I don't really understand it myself. What I'm saying is like, I think that for kids that were like me that have trouble learning concepts, they need a step, like they need something so they can follow the directions. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And what got me thinking about this, because I've pretty much moved away from teaching by steps, procedures, until this one little boy asked me, I happened to mention, we were talking about the Pythagoras in math class, and I was like, you'll learn about his theorem in 8th grade. And then after class, he asked me to show him how to do the Pythagorean theorem, and I showed him just super quick, you know, the way I was, you know, the way I learned it before I learned to teach it, because I haven't really taught it, you know, so I just know how to do it myself. Like I basically showed him me working out the problem and he got it, you know, within minutes. Anyway, so he pulled me to the side later and he was like, why can't you teach me stuff like that? Just show me what to do. Not all this fluff, not all this extra stuff. Just show me what to do. And then it got me thinking, I used to do that. Like I used to do that. And after all these years of being a teacher and with the changing in the standards, they don't want you to do that. So I'm at a loss because I don't want to go against best practices for what's now. And who knows, maybe he's just one of the few, and maybe kids really don't learn like that nowadays. Because remember, when I was in school, we had chalkboards, paper, and pencil. We didn't really get copies of stuff unless it was a test. And a lot of times the test was read to us and we had to write down our answers or whatever in some situations. This is like elementary school is what I'm talking about. So what I'm saying is like, I just so much struggle with the old way things were to now. And at first I thought maybe kids really don't learn that way. And maybe that's the old way thinking because nowadays they have so much technology. But why can't we just get right to the point? You know what I mean? Why can't we just jump right in and show them without all the extra stuff? So anyway, that's something I'm struggling with. Maybe you guys can help me. I don't know. I know me personally, I learn better with steps. To this day, I could tell you the procedure for everything. And it actually wasn't until I came to school to be a teacher and I started teaching things myself, where I was like, whoa, that's why we do that? I had no idea. And who knows, maybe my teachers did teach us that way, but maybe my teachers did teach me that way, but I just didn't focus until we got to the part where they told me exactly what to do. So I don't know. In my experience, my students that struggle in math tend to do better with procedures and steps. But yeah, it's just a conflict I'm struggling with, that's all. These last few days have been so busy, like with math remediation, English remediation. That's Monday through Thursday. And then we got to get training to do the ACT practice, the pre-ACT test for next week. Okay, so I think this side is done. Let me give it a little spritz. Another thing is time. You know, my goal is always to do as little work as possible at home. Because when I did do that, where I brought work home and did all my lesson planning at home and created all my materials at home, I was working, eating, and sleeping. That was basically it. And that's not fair. That's not fair to the families. That's not fair to the teacher. And like, I still haven't figured out how to write these beautiful lesson plans I once wrote, that I spent hours writing, and still have time to rest and be a good wife and mom. And you know, I mean, I became a teacher so I could spend time with my children, and what they're requiring us to do is a lot. And I did it for years. And when I finally moved away from it and tried to give myself a break and realized this doesn't have to be perfect, it's like now we're having to move right back to it. So I need to come up with a system for me to write these beautiful lesson plans and really think them through and not bring anything home, because I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. I refuse. I was miserable. My anxiety was through the roof. You know, it wasn't good. And I'm not going to get into too much of my personal stuff, but just say it was not good for me, my well-being. And I cannot see myself doing that again. So I'm going to figure it out. I will get it done, but it has to be during the time that I am at school up there. And because math and English teachers have way more extra responsibilities at my school, it gives us very little. And it's like, don't y'all want us to plan these beautiful, amazing lessons? Or do you know, like, which is it? Pick one. Do you want us to plan these beautiful, amazing lessons and it to be presented on paper? Because a lot of the stuff that I do anyway. It's just not on paper. Now, I couldn't have done that 10 years ago. I couldn't have done that 10 years ago at all. I had to write everything out. But as far as now and how things are now, I can do that. And basically what I'm saying is something has got to give. And if I'm going to have these beautiful lesson plans on paper, I need time to make those beautiful lesson plans on paper. And right now I don't have it. So either cut down on some of the meetings and the stuff and this and actually give us time to plan, or have at least one planning period that's sacred, that cannot be interrupted for anything, you know, because that's all I need. If you give me 50 minutes a day, I could get it all done. And I even get to school early. Like, I get to school like 30 minutes early, well, about 20 minutes early every day before school starts. So I mean, I get there early, and many times I'll leave late because I got to wait for my son to get to the school, you know, because he rides this bus from the high school. But so what I'm saying is I'm there long enough to get it done. It's just a lot of times, that little time I've allotted myself in the mornings and in the afternoon is just not enough. So I don't know. I'm not doing it. I'm resting on weekends. I'm getting my house clean. I'm not going to live in a messy house, you know, anymore, because I'm sitting here doing work when I should be doing life stuff, you know? So any tips for you guys would be awesome and appreciated on how to do that work-life balance. I was able to get away with it for a little while, but they've upped the ante of what's required of us, you know? So there's that. Give this a little spritz. Basically, y'all, just in general, if I'm gonna curl my hair, I just curl the bottoms. And when my hair was all the same length, it was super easy to curl the bottoms. Okay, so I'll quit. I should have said this before I said that, but I'm gonna quit ranting about work now. But like I said, I will be open to any feedback you guys might have on how to maintain a better work-life balance. I need to figure out, because I had a student come to me that's highly intelligent and he's asking for my help to teach him the way he learns, and that is my job. So I need to figure out how to balance it all. Okay, enough about that. Now, I think I should go to work just like this. What y'all think? Yeah? I kind of remind myself of one of those medieval things. Let's see if I can do something here. Okay, so I go here. Anyway, I think I'll be back when I'm done. This video is already getting too long. All right, y'all, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please subscribe. I'm like right at 500, and then I keep getting a subscriber, losing a subscriber. I'm like, is it the same person? Are they being indecisive? I don't know. Anyway, y'all have the best day ever, and I'll see you in my next video, which should be tomorrow. Whew, I'm getting tired though, but it should be tomorrow. Goodbye.